Alright, so here we are, talking about the WEN DF451i super quiet 4500-watt electric start dual-fuel RV-ready portable inverter generator with fuel shutoff. It's sitting here right in front of me, and straight off the bat, I gotta say, the design of this thing is pretty impressive for a portable generator. It's compact and feels solid, but let's be honest, it's not the lightest out there. It weighs around 100 pounds. That being said, the built-in wheels and the folding handle seriously help when it comes to moving it around. Whether you want it for camping, as a backup for your house, or some tailgating, this thing can get the job done. Now, let me just jump into my personal experience with this. I recently had the chance to use it during a power outage, and frankly, it saved the day. My kitchen was up and running, with the fridge, a few lights, and even a fan going, and it handled all of that like a champ. The quiet operation was a huge plus. Rated at 58 dBA, it's quieter than I expected, similar to the sound of a conversation or maybe a small air conditioner running in the background. If you're worried about something loud and disruptive, this generator isn't that at all. One thing that really stood out to me is the dual fuel capability. It's designed to run on both gasoline and propane, giving you a super handy backup option. Gasoline gives you a bit more power, 4,500 surge watts and 3,500 running watts. But even when running off propane, you still get up to 4,500 surge watts and 3,150 running watts, which is more than enough for most situations. From my experience, switching between fuels was straightforward thanks to its built-in auto fuel selection technology. I love how it just switches automatically when one fuel source runs low, which extends the runtime without much effort from me. It's perfect for someone who doesn't want the hassle of constantly monitoring every little detail. The keyless electric start is another feature I found really convenient. Just press a button and it's up and running. There's that backup recoil start too, just in case. But honestly, I never had to rely on it because the electric start worked smoothly every single time. If you're not super familiar with generators or worried about whether you'll be able to get it started, this feature takes a lot of the stress out of it. Filling it up with oil was also pretty simple, thanks to the little access panel on the side. You definitely want to make sure you get that taken care of before firing it up. I ran it in eco mode a lot of the time. This mode adjusts the fuel consumption depending on what you have plugged in, which was great for saving gas when I didn't need to run a ton of stuff. It's a thoughtful touch that makes it efficient to use for extended periods. I also want to mention the clean power output this generator provides. If you're like me and you're plugging in stuff like your phone, laptop, or other sensitive electronics, this is a game change. I mean, super useful. It produces clean energy with less than 1.2% total harmonic distortion, which basically means it won't mess up or damage your devices like some older generators might. I had my phone and tablet charging while the generator was running, and I didn't worry for a second about them getting fried. Maintenance-wise, it's got a pretty clever feature with the fuel shutoff valve. This shuts off the fuel and lets the generator use up what's left in the carburetor before turning off, which is a big deal for preventing buildup and clogs. That, in turn, makes keeping it in good shape a whole lot easier. It's little things like this that make me appreciate the design even more. The digital display is another part that I think deserves a mention. It's super handy. It shows load and fuel levels, so you're always in the loop about how much power you're pulling and how much fuel you've got left. Combine this with the multiple outlets, standard 120V ones, an RV-ready 120V 30A, a 12V DC receptacle, and USB ports, and you've got a generator that's flexible for various uses. Whether I'm camping, tailgating, or just bracing for a storm, I feel like this generator can handle just about anything I throw at it. I will admit, though, the weight might be a concern for some people. At 100 pounds, it's not something you'd casually pick up and carry around on your own. The wheels and handle do help a lot, and I wouldn't call it overly difficult to move. But if portability is a top priority for you, it's worth considering. Another thing worth noting is that this model doesn't have a remote start option, which would have been icing on the cake. It's not a deal breaker for me, but it's something that could have made it even more convenient. Also, if you're new to generators, there's a bit of a learning curve here, especially when it comes to switching between fuels and understanding all the settings. But once you've run through it a couple of times, it's not hard to figure out. In my opinion, The WEN DF451i is incredibly reliable and versatile. It has everything I need in a generator and more. From the dual fuel capability to the quiet operation and clean power, it checks a ton of boxes. I'd recommend this for anyone who's into camping, RVing, or needs home backup power. Honestly, it's one of those products where you feel like you're getting good value for your money. In conclusion, this is a solid investment if you're looking for a generator that performs well, offers flexibility, and doesn't feel like a pain to use or maintain. From my experience, it's been nothing but dependable, and I feel confident that it'll keep delivering when I need it. Check the comments of this video for a link to see the current pricing of the WEN DF451i Super Quiet 4500 watt electric start dual fuel RV ready portable inverter generator. Thank you for watching.